Hello everyone, my full name is Nguyễn Văn Tứ. I'm a member of K25A English language class. Today I'm going to talk about how to be a good teacher. Well, imagine you are in the school. Picture the students sitting in their seats and think of the teacher standing at the front of the room. How are you feeling in this moment? Are you excited to learn? Interested? Are you participating in discussion? Or are you bored? Maybe you are falling asleep, watching the clock, or flirting with a classmate. Your thoughts say a lot about you as a student, but they also say a lot about your teacher. Being a teacher is very important. Teachers can be parents, professors, or even friends. But teaching is also very difficult. Each person learns differently. Some people learn better by seeing, others learn better by reading, some learn better by hearing, and still others learn best by doing. Some methods of teaching work best for certain subjects. Teachers must know how to best teach each different student. Have you ever tried to teach someone? One of the most important parts of being a good teacher is understanding how people remember things. People naturally remember things that are interesting to them. Interesting facts are easy to memorize, but information that can be used directly in someone's life is even better. Imagine it's a history class. It's very difficult to learn the names of famous people who lived long ago. Even days are difficult to remember. But if you were learning the history of another country where you were going to move, things might be different. It might be very important that you know the information. People also learn better when they can connect the subject to something they already know. Imagine teaching someone to repair a car. If they have no experience with machines, it could be very difficult, but if they had worked on engines before, it would be easier. It is truer for subjects, whether it's language, art, or mathematics. We remember things that are useful to us. And if we do not have a context, or our minds will not recognize information. This is true even if you believe what you are learning is important. It might be very important to repair your car engine. But if you do not know the parts of an engine and what they do, you will not be able to learn. A good teacher will help connect new information to something you already understand, or they will give you a wider base of knowledge to understand. Another important part of teaching is learning to understand and care about your students. This means learning who they are. Not all students are the same, and some are going through things do not know about. Susan Tyler is a teacher. He wrote on the blog, "Hey, teach." A friend of mine teaches at a high school where 44 languages are spoken. She told me she heard the students say, "I'm really tired. Last night, I slept next to someone who snored." Kids may be dealing with issues we know nothing about. Do not assume video games are to blame when work is not complete. A good teacher also knows their subject very well, and they know how students think about it. Teachers must be able to correct students when they are wrong. A good teacher provides constructive criticism often. Constructive criticism corrects students' mistakes. It gives them ideas for how to improve. Many people do not like the criticized. Criticizing may seem rude. Criticism can lead to shame and bad feelings when it's not planned out. But teachers must learn how to criticize in a way that is helpful. Brooke Challen is a writer at The Advocate. She explains how to criticize correctly. Constructive criticism is something that should always be shared in private. Begin by telling the student the good things you see about him or her. This will get you started in a good way. Then tell them what you think is delaying their progress. Then tell them how they can make a positive change. After remind them that you believe in them as an individual. If you share your concerns in the right way, it's possible that the student will do what you suggested. Finally, it's important to let your students be creative. They should not be afraid to ask their own questions. Much teaching is the past treats the children as listeners only. Teachers gave students knowledge, and students accepted it. If a student could not learn, teachers decided the student was not intelligent enough. But today, we know that learning works differently. Students learn best when they believe that they have the power to ask and explore. Sometimes it's even good when they get things wrong.